Go ahead.
I'm going to do a report on the Plainview High School principal vacancy, just a report on the status. Since the position at Plainview's been vacated since January 2nd, we've, of course, posted a position. We've interviewed several candidates. We had an invitation to some of the board members extended to participate in interviews. We had a lot of deliberation, consideration over qualifications, experience, job performance, and had a recommendation prepared in January, and we struck that. But in February, this past month, we have searched out Attorney General's opinion about the nepotism law because it applies to a couple of our applicants. And in my experience, this process usually takes several months, and there's no assurance that we're going to get a clear decision. A lot of times it comes back and it's still foggy.
I did call them today. They said it's going to be probably mid-May.
Right.
That comes in, so.
With that being said, the opinion that comes back doesn't also secure a recommendation for either applicant. I've conceded and compromised my first choice in the best interest of solving the dilemma. In light of the nepotism law, I feel like the school needs a principal immediately. I've prepared a contract with a retired administrator to help alleviate the stressful situation there at the school. The solution would be temporary, but it could provide the much needed leadership from a very qualified professional. It's my intent as superintendent to run the school system efficiently as possible and hire the most qualified candidate for every available position, with no exception to Plainview School. The faculty, staff, students, and the community deserve the best available leadership, and in this case, I believe I have found a worthy solution. I'm requesting the board's support in the best interest of the students of Plainview School. And with that being said, I'd like to recommend that we enter into contract on a temporary basis with Mr. Charles Warren as the interim principal.
You make it as a recommendation. All right, do we have a motion? Mr. Richards makes a motion, we have a second. Mr. Wood makes a second. Any discussion? Have a little discussion.
Can he make a motion and second? So
Once Mark made a motion, go ahead and give your opinion.
Put nobody on the spot. I feel like this, this is a temporary position, 3 to 4 months. And I want to honor, I respect Mr. Williams in this decision. I don't think there would be an issue if we did this for 3 or 4 months. I know Mr. Warren's highly qualified, wouldn't be no on-the-job training, be ready to go.
Are you finished, Mark? I might say this to work. There's nobody sitting at this table besides Mark that worked longer with anybody than myself and Mr. Warren. And we didn't always agree, but we always respected one another. And whether you believe it or not, a school needs a principal. And here we are in March, and school's going to end in May. And I think it would be beneficial to that school and those students to have an administrator until the end of school. That's my 2 cents worth.
I would say I would agree with that. I think we do need to have an interim person put in. I've made that clear to Ms. Fowler and Ms. Thomas that we need to have somebody in place, whoever it is. I think this would be okay to do this if we did it as a short-term interim basis. I'm sure Mr. Ward is probably, I'm not sure what he is in retirement. Principal of schools, I would think we want to. Anyway, Ms. Wicks, you got that? Mr. Peppers. So this would, okay, with the contract, what is it? This would be a Mr. Warren's retired, so his maximum pay is $24,000. So we're looking at $2,000 per month, 4 months. Is that what we're talking about? That's good.
If you look at item 5, and also gives the right, the board the right to reserve, the right to negotiate or terminate the contract after July 31st as well. If there's any stipulations before it's signed.
Before we actually vote on this, everybody just read through the contract, see what you think.
Yes, sir. Can you read it? No, I can read a little, not very good, but I can read a little.
That's money, you got a vote. Is everyone still ready?
So, at the end of the 4 months, if we got the Attorney General agreement back and we settle on a principle, then that's the end of the contract, is that correct?
That's the way I would assume.
And I'm assuming, and let's just talk about this too, when this nepotism AG opinion comes back, whatever it says, whichever way it goes, there's a possibility of us reposting this position, is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So, and that might not be a bad idea, but anyway, if it comes back and we repost it, hopefully that'll come in that May timeframe. I would hope so. And that we would post that job and I think, is July 31st, is that, would June 30th be better or July 31st? Is that, would that be, it's fine with me through the 31st. School will be getting ready to start, so I don't know where that's coming from.
Must be putting on feet.
The July 31st is supposed to be out here, so any other discussion we've got from any board members?
I would prefer to be a 3-month.
I think that's certainly up for consideration, if there's support. for
Would
that.
you consider it?
Is anything that goes through the July that the principal needs to be, we may have something.
The only reason I would think, or could we do it June 30th with maybe a possibility of doing June? I know we've got to work that out with Mr. Ward if it passes, but if we went through July the 31st, then, or June 30th, what I'm worried about is, okay, if we decide to post the position, that's probably going to be filled in June. The new person would need to come in pretty quickly.
Well, so you're looking at posting the job 1st of June, and then a board meeting at the end of June if we can get it done.
The new person, could that be,
We
somebody
might-
may train, Mr. Moore could show them around?
We might could put a clause in the contract that would state that he, would give him notice pending approval of the new principal. We might have that clause.
Well, and it might be, if we leave it to the 31st, but like, after he said, it might give us a chance to have him to work with the new person for a
Really
minute.
transition, maybe a smart move.
All right, let's call for the vote. Let's leave it at the July 31st date, like we have it. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay.
Nay.
I'll let the record show that all board members vote in favor. Mr. Williams opposed. Motion carries.